Hello everybody and welcome to another stream of Composr CMS development. Today we are just going to be doing some bug fixes. So what we're going to be doing is going through the issue tracker on Composr.app, and we are going to be repairing some bugs. If we have time, we're also going to be doing some other development as well. But our primary focus for today is just fixing some miscellaneous bugs that have been reported on the tracker. So I don't know if I can't quite remember the last time that I've streamed Composr CMS development, but in case if I haven't already mentioned it, Composr CMS 11.beta8 is out. I think it was released approximately a month ago. So be sure to give it a try if you haven't already. Upgrade from previous versions of version 11 by going to Composr.app. And now if you're still running version 10, it is recommended that you stay on version 10. Do not yet upgrade to version 11 because it's still in beta. But if you are already running a version 11 site, you will want to upgrade to the latest version, beta 8 for version 11, as it introduces a number of bug fixes since the previous version. A lot of different bug fixes at that. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started today. So we are viewing the issue tracker here on Composr.app, and I have a filter here to see all open bugs, sorted according to date, oldest first. But we're actually going to go, we're going to skip ahead a little bit, and we're going to roll back to July, because that is when beta 8 was released. Was in July. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus more on the more recent bug reports here, because a lot of the older ones are bugs that I particularly am not able to fix, or that would be too much of a time commitment for me to fix, given that I am currently not being funded for my development for Composr CMS, which, by the way, if you want me to do more streams here on the Composr CMS YouTube channel and also on the Aurelio Krell Twitch channel, it would really help if you provide some tips to me. So just go to streamelements.com/AurelioKrell/tips, and any little bit will help me be able to afford to do more streams and more development. Alternatively, if you would like to hire me for your website project, your PHP website project, or especially a Composr CMS project, you could give me a contact. I am PD Stig LLC. My website is pdstig.me, and you could click the contact link here and leave me a contact by adding a ticket. Or you could simply email me at admin@pdstig.me, and I will get in touch with you and we'll make something amazing happen. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started here. So, we have an issue here, enforce keep session more aggressively. I don't think I'm going to work on that today, because that's going to require a little bit of that's going to require some thorough investigating in the code. So essentially what this is that we're having an issue where not all URLs pointing to a home site is maintaining the keep session variable when necessary. So keep session basically keeps a member logged in, keeps their session persistent when they are not using cookies. Because usually sessions are maintained by cookies, but with the GDPR, it is mandatory that we have the ability to disable cookies, and also that cookies are an opt-in feature rather than an opt-out feature. So if cookies are not enabled yet, we have to be able to keep users logged in somehow, and we do that by attaching a keep session in all of the URLs on the website. It works for the most part, but let's say if there's a forum post or something that manually hard codes in a URL to your website, then it does not put the keep session in that URL like it should. And then when you click that URL, you get logged out. So that's the bug with that. We're also getting some content security policy errors in browsers. When visiting an 11.beta8 site and opening the developer panel, refuse to evaluate a stream in JavaScript because unsafe eval is not an allowed source, which is in content.js. I believe I was talking with this user about this. This is a very strange bug because there is no content.js file, I don't think, in Composr. There's a content.php, but there is no JavaScript file by that name. So I am pretty sure this is not a Composr bug, but they have some sort of browser extension. And I believe it was Shopify, if I recall correctly, that this was coming from. So I don't think this is a Shopify bug. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and close this issue because I can't reproduce it. There is no content.js file. So I'm just going to say that. There is no content.js file in Composr CMS as the error would indicate. This leads me to believe the error is being triggered by a browser extension. Particularly upon discussing this with Master Rat, it might be Shopify. I am closing this as this issue is beyond Composr CMS. Alright, we're going to go ahead and go back to our issues here. Next one, uncaught type error. CMS GMMK time argument 4 must be a time int null called. I believe we already fixed this. But I will check into this. Argument 4 month must be a type int null provided. So we're going to go ahead and search for this. This is in temporal. Argument 4 would be month. Yeah, so originally when I created this function, I mistakenly did not indicate that this could be a null parameter. And I have since fixed this, so I'm just going to go ahead and mark this resolved. I want to add a note that that was resolved in beta 8, and we'll move on. The main new select parameter does not work. Specifying anything results in nothing. That's an interesting error message. Articles only show if this field is blank. Alright, so the select parameter in main news, I'm guessing that's for select code. That's not Fleet, that's my streamer bot. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to go into the news block. So that will be sources blocks, and I think it's main news. I don't think it's the bottom news block. If we look here in our parameters, we should see select right here. So now we are going to look for its use. Here we are, select does not equal star generate SQL, generate select code SQL. If it's is set, select parameter does not work. If specifying anything results in nothing. So articles only show if it's blank, and if it's blank, that means that it would be star, which means show anything. Okay, so generate select code SQL, which would be down here. Okay, so I can't remember if I have my version 11 install still working right now. I do. Okay, good. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and edit this front page here, and we're going to drop a news. Actually, I think I already have a news block on here. Let's go ahead and disable the what you see is what you get. Okay, we got the greeting. We got another greeting. Home browse. Single public zone, site name, main leaderboard. Okay, maybe we don't. Alright, so let's just clear this and add a block. It sometimes times out on my server because I have a very strict 10-second execution timeout, so sometimes I have to reload it. There we go. Okay. User blogs display, we'll just add it in. I don't like that. I'm missing something. Where's that 9 coming from? Oh, maximum to display. That's an interesting main parameter. Huh, okay. Do we have any articles in the system right now? I don't, so I'm gonna have to create some. So, in a new tab, we're gonna add a news article. We'll just keyboard mash this and add it. Now we should see it because we're not using select code. Actually, we might be using select code, but it might be blank. Okay, so it does show up in the preview, but we're not using select code. Now let's use select code. I know I created that news article under the art category. Does it show up? It does not show up. Alright. Let's figure that out, because it's supposed to show up. I don't know if this is going to work in preview, but we'll give it a try. I want to see what the select code SQL looks like. Yeah, it's not gonna work in the preview. We're gonna have to save this. Okay. It's r.id equals 7 or r.id equals 7. Why we have that twice, I have no idea. Alright, so let's make sure. I think ID 7 is the art category, so I think that's correct. It is. Alright, so let's look at the logic here. We get r.id equals 7 or r.id equals 7. And this comes from generate select code SQL, which is called up here. It does not equal star. So QFilter would add that in, and it would add select and. Oh wait, would it add select and would be blank? Yeah, so it would not add this. Okay, QFilter looks alright, so we need to investigate further. Let's go back up to the call here. Here's the full query. And right before we actually execute the query, I'm going to dump it and exit. Okay, let's look at this. Select count r.id from CMS News R, left join CMS News category F1, where 1 equals 1 and r.id. News r.id equals 7. Okay, that does not look right. Because R is the news entry, but this should be category. Let me look into this. Pretty sure it should be category, not entry. So it should be D and not R as the selector. So news, yeah, the entry ID is 1. It should be matching the category. So we have R left join, news category entries D on D.news entry. News category entries. I'm not familiar with that table. News category entries. There's nothing in there. That's concerning. Okay, well, first off, this should not be r.id. There should be d.id. This is news category entries. So let's fix that first. I'm assuming it would be this. d.id. And not exist, select for content regions. For cast, r.id equals content ID, or is this select for content regions for cast ID? This character equals cr.content US Ohio. Wait a minute. Okay, or exists from content regions cast ID is character equals content ID and CR region equals US. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, let's convert both of these to d.id. d.news entry category. Okay, hang on. How does this work? I need to see the definition of this. So we have the filter, we have the field name, which is the database's ID field for the record set. Okay, so that would be, in this case, d.id, because we're using the category mapping to the letter D. Parent specified table name would be news categories. Specified parent name is null. Category field name r.news_category. Let's check into that. So that would be news article, news category. There is no column for that, so that's wrong. The database's field name for the record says container category specifier. Category field name. Hang on. The database's ID field for the record set we're matching. Comes out r.id equals 7 though. We're matching on category, not entry. The select code should be for category. So it should be d.id. And this would be, yeah, table name, news categories. We don't have a parent. Category field name, r.news category. That doesn't seem right. News categories. We don't have that either. Okay, what is this trying to refer to? News entry category? And this doesn't make sense either. News entry category. Okay, we have to look at the query again. Join, let's see what our secondary join is. That's a privacy join. Left join on news categories. C. That's for blogs. What about select and? That just triggers the SQL filter again. This is all sorts of messed up. This is taking too much of my time, so we're gonna skip this for now, and I'm just going to leave it. We're gonna add a comment, and we'll come back to it later. Trying to use code for a category as an entry. Okay, figuring out a good way to word this that's not confusing is going to be problematic. We have a lawnmower, so I'm going to go ahead and take a break and wait for this lawnmower to go away, so stick around, we'll be back in a few minutes. Of course they would come back. Oh, that was that was just traffic. Never mind. Hopefully they'll be away from the window here very shortly. Alright, welcome back to Composr CMS development stream here. Sorry about the abrupt break there. Had some neighbors mowing their lawn at the most inopportune time. Alright, continuing on, we're going to go ahead and look at some other bugs here in Composr CMS. So, members created in the tracker for Composr do not have privileges to be added as monitoring an issue. This is also kind of complex, so I'll fix this later. Optimize fixed database tables equals a 504 gateway timeout, I believe that's what that is. Yeah. We're also not going to work on that because that's going to be a time-consuming fix. Essentially, what that's going to involve doing is what I wanted to do is kind of fork this off into its own separate PHP process. So when you run the database repair tool, instead of running the actual task through the web browser, it will fork it into a separate PHP process or something like that and just return, you know, that this task is in progress or something. The disadvantage with doing that, though, is you won't know when it's done. Facebook meta image is not sanitized. I can't fix that because I don't have Facebook, so if somebody who's interested in contributing to Composr CMS development, who does have a Facebook account, would like to work on that issue, that would be very helpful for all of us, because I don't use Facebook. I absolutely refuse to use Facebook because I've used it in the past and it has been severely damaging to my mental health, and I am not about to go back down that rabbit hole. Alright, next one. Login failure after expired session. The following error is thrown when logging in after a session expires. Composr startup error. Call to undefined function attach message and user active actions create session. So this happens after an expired session, and I believe I've encountered this issue at one point as well. So if we go under users active actions, this is line 231. The issue is this stack trace, that's not fleet. This stack trace is incomplete because if we go to users active actions, line 231, this is just a call to require code users active in occasionals. Oh wait, it would be I must have added an extra line in here at some point, so it's actually 232, which is a call to create session. So this is the section that runs when you have an expired session. So we create the session, which goes to here. And then that's where the stack trace ends. But there's something in here, I believe it has to do with the parental control system. Generate a random session, store the session. Here it is. This is what I suspect is the issue right here. This attach message field here is what I suspect is the issue. There's probably some sort of IP geolocation going on. But is that feasible? If not, is guess. We compare geolocate IP. Geolocation mix. Wait, but why aren't we comparing to see if we are enforcing geolocation to begin with? Or is that intentional? Maybe we wanted to throw the message regardless. You might have logged in from an IP address which has a different region than that sent to your account. So if you reset your account settings to indicate your new region. Apply with. Oh, because of regional content regulations. That's why. It's not just the parental controls, but also the regional content settings. So yeah, we do always display that error even if we're not using geolocation parental controls. That makes sense. What doesn't make sense though is that this function is undefined. The definition is located in minikernel and also in site.php. What? Does create session end up running before site.php is loaded in? That's going to be an issue. I would think, though, that site.php would already be loaded by the time we get users' active actions. Let's check the stack trace here. Let's see if we can go back again. We load the bootstrap. We load global 2. Let's check init global 2 here and see if init global 2 loads in site.php, because I can't remember off the top of my head. Okay, we have a bunch of constants. CNSI set. Caching is fun. Globals. Dev mode, micro boot up. Okay, so we have some required codes here. Let's do a search here. CSP, Ajax, chat folder, developer tools version, global 3 web resources, static cache, caches database config, code, zodes, users, static cache, debug, lang, temporal, global 3. Actually, maybe it'll be easier if I just search specifically require code site. Okay, this is loaded by sources Ajax, catalog, CNS group, CNS LDAP, files to, it's basically, okay, so it's not one of those bootstrapped in scripts. Okay, so we probably do need to require in site. But is that going to be an issue if we require insight? Is there going to be initialization code that we don't want running just yet? Ooh, yeah, that may be an issue. We have to do site prep here, and we're loading in site data, so it may be too early. Okay, that's going to be a problem. We can't use attach message. Or we're going to have a fallback somehow. We can't use, can we use print? Print's just gonna output to the HTML though. So what we'll go ahead and add a check to see if the function exists for attach message there, and if it doesn't, we just won't show anything. However, I'm not completely satisfied with this one fix. Since it's possible that a new session will not give you this error if attach message function is not defined yet, what I want to do is also have this check run when you are editing your profile. So let's go under sources, hooks, systems, profile tabs, edit, settings. And we're not doing the actualizer, so we'll skip past the actualizer code. And no validation. So we have the UI here. We'll add the geolocation check here. Oh, maybe I can do null on here. Yeah. Okay, so we don't need to call that. All right. We hit get region. CMS empty safest region is location within, which would be within the locations API. Attached message will be defined by this point, so we don't need that check. And then we can add an attached message on the UI for editing a profile. However, I think we have a redundancy here, because oh, that's just for non-fractional edit. So it's possible in a fractional edit. Wait, what? This is the actualizer code though. How are we not getting, why are we not loading locations for the UI? Maybe it's under Get Member Field settings. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Okay, that makes sense. But we still need to load the locations API early so we could do the geolocation check. Okay. Now let's just make sure we didn't break anything in the process. Okay, looks fine to me. So we'll go ahead and push this bug fix. Software bug fix, login failure after expired session. Proceed. Alright. Attached message is sometimes not yet defined when creating a new session. This is triggered when detecting geolocation mismatch between a user's IP address and the region they set on their profile. Allegedly. Yeah. Because get region would be what grabs it from the members' region settings on their profile. Although, I'm actually curious, is there a fallback to that? That may be an issue. Hang on. How did I think about this? Get region. Get it from the key parameter first. Otherwise, we get the member. We get member row field and region, which is what they set on their profile field. And if we don't have that, then we try country, which then gets member country custom profile field. Return it as the country. Otherwise, geolocate it. Okay, so it is happening, but as a ultimate last resort, which is fine, I think, because if a user did not set a region to begin with on their profile, then there is nothing to compare to when checking geolocation. This fix adds a check to skip attaching a message if the function has not yet been loaded. Additionally, the geolocation check will also now happen when editing profile settings. Show warning for a mismatch when editing profile settings. The user knows and can easily fix it right there in their profile settings. Okay, and this is users inactive occasionals, which I believe is just part of the core. Come on, Fleet, work with me. Be a little more intuitive than that. Yep, it is core. Alright, so we choose Composr, core. This is a trivial bug. The tracker issue is 6246. We're gonna close the issue even though this is broken. We'll fix that later. I tested this bug fix, and I need to copy and paste my password. Oh, it did mark it resolved. Okay. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's really weird like that. And I still need to figure out why it does that. Okay, and the fix has been pushed. 6246 is done. So now we could go back and view our issues. I don't think I clicked 7 properly. Alright, next on our list. Spacing issue with join declarations. I've seen this before. The checkbox or the tick box is so close to the I, the first character, usually an I, that you can't really see it that well. So for this, the first thing we need to do is I need to disable the backdoor IP, and I am not worried about exposing these credentials because this database cannot be accessed from the public web, and I do not use this password for anything else. Alright, we're gonna log out. And we need to open the join form. Oh, I don't have declarations configured. That's not going to help me. All right, let's undo that. We need to put some declarations in our configuration in order for this to work. Setup, configuration. User group options, I think. Join declarations. I agree to drink tea. I agree that the only tea to drink is Earl Grey. I agree tea is better than coffee. save. Okay, cool. It definitely needs some spacing. So what I want to do is check here. Input type checkbox. Confirm value class. Okay, so there's like a vertical alignment class of some sort. Hang on. We're gonna go to the home site to check into this. Check the actual name of this class that I'm thinking of. So if we go under rank, these icons have a little bit of spacing, and that's because there's a class that is assigned to them. Oh, it's inline icon. Oh, that's for an icon only. That's not gonna work. I wonder if there's like an inline text class that we have defined for Composr. Let's first find the location of inline icon. Here it is. Inline, lined up, line space, no. Only preview. Wait, I have another way that we could check this. We'll go to the admin zone of the home site here. And we will make a software release, even though we're not actually making a software release. Oh, I might not be able to do it. Might not be able to. Yeah, shoot. Because that's going to mess up the files on the home site. Alright, we're going to have to use the test install, which means I'm going to have to agree to these declarations. So I'm just going to have to change those to rerun the test. Make a software release. Proceed. We're not actually making a software release. But what I want to do is see how these tick boxes have some spacing between it and the text. I need to see how that is being done. It has various ticks simple class. It's in a div class called various ticks simple. I wonder. No, that's not it. Form table, HTML body. No. Okay. There's a label, and then a span. What about the input? Vertical align. Okay, this is irritating me. That's not giving me any answers. Let's check something else. Oh, this is probably going to be... Oh wait, no, that's not what I want. Okay, we'll have to log out of this. Log in. Let's check the Remember Me tick box. I don't understand this. How is this? Is it because the... Okay, I do know that in the problematic text, the input is not actually in the label. But I didn't think that was the issue. I don't know. I am not going to spend any more time on that issue. So we will skip and move on. I believe I have to re-log in. Yep. That is an issue that we will work on later because I cannot find any explanation. I can't find any CSS classes that is making the tick box have that spacing like it should. I could just simply add a padding onto it, but that would be in violation of our coding standards if I just simply add that as a style or whatnot. And I know there's a class somewhere, but I don't know what the name is. I don't know how it's done, and Inspect Element is not giving me any answers with that. So we are going to move on for now. Smart Decache does not seem to work for the language cache. I may or may not work on this. Making changes to the language files directly does not seem to trigger smart decaching. I might be able to do this one. This one should hopefully be a little bit fairly straightforward. Alright, if we look in config editor.php, there is disable smart decaching. If we do a search for disable smart decaching, we should be able to find how it is being used. It is under support smart decaching. So now we just have to search for, oh wait, where's this coming from? Oh, that's require all laying, okay. Now we just search for cost to this. But we do have but it's all under a page cache lazy load global. Which needs to be true. curious what this require lang loop does. I'm going to convert this to our check for infinite loop. Oops, I deleted the wrong thing. Oh, we might have two to delete. Okay. I want to use our proper infinite loop API. Which is check for infinite loop. And the code name is require lang. Arguments will be code name, language, do we want type? No. Wait. Yeah, we do want type in our comparison. Allowed iterations. Three, perhaps. And we do not actually want to exit. We don't want to trigger an error. We'll set that to lang loop. If lang loop, then we simply return. Oh, maybe we should throw an error. not sure why that says we have an empty body. We do have a body. I think fleet is, oh, I know why it's messed up. It's because of this. We gotta get rid of this. Oh, it's clear infinite loop iterations. Down here we clear it, which is for required lang. Same arguments as before. Codename lang and type. Let's make sure that none of these are being changed in the process before we get there. I think we're fine. Okay. This is interesting. Where is the lang being called from? That's different from require lang. Require lang would have cleared it already once it was done loaded, so I don't think we need any clearing there. Okay, let's check into this user lang loop now. Okay, yeah, that's a different function. We are gonna probably need user lang loop still, because that's not an iterator count, that's just a flag to check if we're in the process of looping. Do a check. Let me do a test. And actually what I want to do is I want to delete the language cache. I'm just going to do that manually. Okay, it looks like that's working all right. All right, we'll go ahead and commit that then. But I am still a little bit uncertain about this disable smart decaching. Because according to what I saw, language compilation should be supporting it. But it looks like it's only doing it if this global page cache lazy load is true. Now let's see what this does. It's initializing to false, and then if get option is on language cache is 1, and there is no page, or page is a string and page does not have a double dot in it. And then if smart cache is enabled, we get the language strings. And if we do have language strings, then page cache lazy load is true. So this is a config option, which means it's going to be config file book. What's the default? It is on by default. Okay. So there is no page in our query string parameters, or it is a string and does not contain a double dot. Why would it contain a double dot though? A double dot would trigger a dodgy get hack for file traversal. That's an interesting if condition, chat though. Okay, string cache, we cache the contents and we trigger page lazy load. And we go down here and require lang. If we do not support smart caching, cache path is a file, the language file is a file, and the cache path modification time is greater than the language file modification time, and cache path modification time is greater than the default language file default modification time, then it is considered valid. But it's two race conditions. It's file language file. Okay, so that's just mainly checking if the file exists. Or if the main... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, so the language file, if the language file was modified recently, then its modification time would be greater than the cache file time, which would void this if condition, and therefore, if smart decaching was supported, we would go down to the else condition and clear it. But it's not unlinking the main cache file. Name that language. We're going to unlink cache file. File base. Alright. Cache is laying that laying that code name. I'm thinking that might be part of the problem, because we're invalidating the smart cache, but the actual cache file still exists on disk. Hey Chandu16, how's it going? I think that's the best I can come up with, I think. Do I do cloud certification preparation? I do not, or did not. I'm working on Composr CMS, which is a content management system. It does have the capability of being run in the cloud, but that's not its primary, that's not what it's primarily designed for. It's primarily designed to run on either a shared web host, a VPS, or a dedicated server to build websites. Yeah, CMS is good stuff, especially free and open source content management systems. PHP is indeed, I believe statistically, across the web, over 80% of websites still run PHP. I'm not sure the accuracy of that statistic, but that's what I've been reading. I think a lot of it has to do with WordPress, because so what I read was that 40% of the internet still runs WordPress, and of course WordPress is a content management system that is run in PHP. So it's amazing how big WordPress is, but you don't really see WordPress all that much or all that prevalent on the internet, because a large majority of the websites that run WordPress are your tiny run-of-the-mill, you know, personal blogs and small business websites, and they don't get much visibility online. Whereas a lot of the big corporation sites that you see are running more sophisticated technologies, I guess you would say, because they have their own in-house developers and things like that. Alright, so I am not 100% sure that this is going to fix the issue, but looking at the code, that's the only place I can think of, or the only issue that I could see that would cause smart decaching to not work for language files, is the fact that we were not actually deleting the cache file off of disk. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to mark this issue as fixed just yet, but I am going to push the fix to that tracker issue. We're not gonna mark it fixed just yet, because I kind of want to let it run in our development environment for a little while to see if it actually is fixed. I was not able to confidently find the issue, but what I did see was that language cache is supposed to decache with smart decaching. However, it was not deleting the on-disk cache file in the caches directory when doing so. It was only invalidating smart cache. This fix ensures that the language cache file also gets deleted. However, again, I am not 100% sure yet this is the fix to the original bug. We'll leave issue open for a bit until I can confirm whether the bug was actually fixed. This is 11.beta8, this is core, and this is a tiny bug, trivial bug. 6263, we're going to leave the issue open for now. I'm going to put in my credentials. And continue. Alright, so that... Oh, and I gotta... Nah, that's not my IDE. We gotta push. Alright. So now we have... Oh, this hasn't been... I gotta tag this V11. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we have a potential fix there. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next issue. Alright, cannot report issues directly on the tracker. I need to look into this further. I'm not going to work on that today. When replying, getting the captcha wrong cancels out the reply functionality. Okay, this was something that somebody reported recently. Actually, we'll go ahead and just use our development environment here. So if we go to news, we'll just open up our dummy news article here. Here's our comment. We're going to make a comment. And then we're going to reply. Now, the issue is I have to ensure the test account is going to get a CAPTCHA. So what we're going to do, security options, I believe it is, CAPTCHA. Use CAPTCHA, 1 guess for a CAPTCHA, CAPTCHA noise, blah blah blah, use CAPTCHA. Days for new members, we're just going to set this to 100,000, post threshold 5 million. That way we can ensure that the test account gets a CAPTCHA. And now we're going to sue into the test account. And it looks like test is not going to get a CAPTCHA. Huh. Okay. What happens on... We can get rid of that. We can get rid of that. We'll leave this open. This is interesting. Results of 2. Let's just go to an actual article on the home site. Sue into test. There's a CAPTCHA. Okay, I'm not sure why it's not showing up on... I'm not sure why it's not showing up on the development site. So here's what we're going to do. I am actually going to... Do we have... Yeah, here we go. I'm not going to use that article, but we'll use this article for testing. We'll just reply to myself here. We're going to open Developer Tools, Inspect, Network. We're going to make a test comment. This is a test reply, and we're going to intentionally get the CAPTCHA wrong. That's going to throw an error. Let's see what we had for our payload. So test reply, JS token, validated, comment form, post, 1, non-block validated 1. And the comcode post, parent ID 8564. Okay. Now we go back. And we actually get it right this time. Okay. HKDSNU. Make a comment. And it does end up as a top level when it shouldn't have. Let's see here. This was a fetch for post comment, test reply. And yeah, parent ID was not sent. So that is the issue. Parent ID is not being maintained when that happens. The other post variables are, but parent ID was not, which is interesting. Let's try something here. I want to try something else. This is another test. Once again, we're going to get this wrong. Make a comment. This one's taking a while. There we go. Oh, why did it do a 404 that time? Well, that's not gonna work. I need my back button. And not the back button in the browser, but the actual Composr CMS back button, which maintains post variables. Okay, let's do this. We'll reply to PD stick again. Network. Make a comment. Okay, there we go. Entered an invalid security code. 8564 parent ID. We're going to inspect the back button. Now this should be should be form. Oh, data CMS button, go back. Okay, this is going to be a little more complicated than I thought to figure out. I'm going to have to figure out where those post variables are stored in the HTML. Buttons for each, we go window history back. Behavior.button. Go back. Huh. That's the only place. That's weird. It's just a flag. History to back. Okay. This is not helping me. let me take a break and think about this. What I'm thinking might be happening is parent ID might need to be added into the UI. Maybe it's not in the UI, it needs to be added as a hidden value if it's present or something like that. So everybody stick around. I'm going to use the bathroom and think about this a little bit. Hello everybody, and welcome back to our Composr CMS development stream. And right now what we're working on is we're trying to fix a bug when replying on a threaded forum topic, which is usually used by comments. Getting the captcha wrong cancels out the reply functionality, and I have confirmed that that is what happens. So what ends up happening is if you make a reply, if you click reply on a button, and then you got a captcha and you get the captcha wrong, it sends the parent ID over along with with all of the other data as it should, and then it errors telling you got the captcha wrong. And when you go back in the history of the web browser, for some reason, the parent ID does not translate back over, and then you end up posting a top level comment. All of the other data gets transposed over, like the your message and everything, but the parent ID does not, and we have to figure out why. I think I know why, but I have to find the location in the code where this is happening. What I'm gonna go do, I kind of have a hacky way of doing this. So we have a reply button. I'm just gonna search for this string here. Actually, maybe that might not work. Hang on. Button screen item. Okay. Button screen item. It would be new reply. It would be a reply button. Yeah, searching direct. Okay, so searching directly would not. Would not actually work. Buttons group enter, clear fix, post, wrap. Reviews. I might have to look at what templates are. See if we could get a template edit link here. Here we go. It is a button screen item. It is post.tpl. That's pretty vague, but we'll go with it. Yeah, that's that's not really going to help much. I think there's a function like render post box or something. Okay. Let's see, we have comments. Okay, so this is News View General. Let's try searching this way. So this is a module named News. This would be in the Site Zone, Site Pages, Modules, News. And we are viewing something under the category General. Pre-run, run. We view news here. Got a whole bunch of stuff here. News entry screen. My guess it would be comment details. Okay, so comment details would be embed feedback systems. Comment details here, do template comment Ajax handler. Get comments. Oh, we're also, okay, comment Ajax handler. So now get comments. Render as comment topic. Renderer is new CMS topic. Render as a comment topic. Comments wrapper. Posts. Render posts. There's so many layers to this. Render post tree. Here we go. And here's the post. This is what we want. So we got a post. We need the buttons right here. Render post buttons. Yeah, that's what we need. Render post buttons. There we go. Edit, whisper, quote to a new ticket, quote reply. Button screen item, add reply, no follow. New reply. Title, URL, action URL. Which would be a map, type ID, parent ID, topic ID, post details ID. We will be replying to the parent ID. Reply button ID. This is a on-click call function. Which has topic reply. Okay, so this is a JavaScript function that is called when this button is clicked. And this creates a hidden input with the parent ID and appends it to the form. Okay, let's go back to feedback systems. Render as comment. If we go back, hang on, get comments. Okay, so we got this. We're gonna pin this, but now we need to go back through this process again, starting from the news module to get to the quick reply box. My guess is comment details will probably have a render, will have a quick reply box on it. Just get comments. Get comments, render as comment topic. Show it all. Comments wrapper. Which has the comments and then a form. I wonder if it's the form that will have it. Get posting form. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Get posting form. Comment time. Content. Allow reviews. Post URL. Post warning. Hidden. Hidden. What is that? Hidden form fields for the commenting form. Okay, we'll have to keep that in mind. Go to the definition. Comments posting form. ID is content and ID. Okay, what we're posting on. Use CAPTCHA. Title, post wording with attachments, emoticons, reviews, expand type, first post, comment, URL. Okay. Get posting form has hidden. This has hidden, which comes from get comments, which is hidden. Embed feedback systems, which has go to definition. Embed feedback systems. Get comments. Do we have a? Do we? Comments explicit reverse. Allow reviews. Oh, and I don't think we go any further. All right, it might be an issue. Embed feedback systems. Get comments. Reverse. Allow reviews. This is interesting. Alright, so we need to finish this. Allow reviews as false. Number to show limit. Null. And hidden. Do we have a hidden parameter for embed feedback systems? No. So we're going to go ahead and create one. If post, wow, I can't type. Post parameter string, oop, that should be integer. Parent ID null does not equal null. Let's initialize hidden to a new temp code. We're gonna attach a form input hidden, which will be name, parent ID, and the value will be actually we'll do it's gotta be a string val of form input integer. The reason why we're doing it like that is the actual value needs to be checked to ensure it's integer, but we actually need to pass it in as a string into this function. Oh, no we don't. Oh yeah, we do, either string or temp code. Okay. Pass in parameters which get injected dynamically in the form and may not get processed if going back, such as after an error. So if parent ID exists, then we attach it and pass it in as a hidden parameter into get comments. Which then gets passed into render as comment topic. Which then get passed into get posting form. And then put in there. Now let's make sure that format elements, parent ID for what is form? Form is the comments form. Okay, so it looks like that's how you would do it. But then we would need to call topic reply though. We would actually need to call topic reply. Because if we don't call topic reply on the JavaScript when this happens, then what's end up going to happen is the parent ID will be there, but the user won't know. It's not going to show the actual text that you're replying to in this box. Oh, I guess it won't show anyway, because when you go back, it's just going to pre-fill with the text that you had already put in there. So it doesn't matter anyway. Okay. And then ideally it should be in there. I'm hoping that's going to be the fix, so we'll have to give it a try. But for some reason, CAPTCHA's not really working on my development machine. So what we're going to do is we're gonna push it, but we're not gonna close the issue yet. Dynamically injected post parameter parent ID, which controls what we are replying to, is not reprocessed when going back in navigation. This hotfix attempts to fix that, but has not yet been thoroughly tested. The issue will be marked resolved when confirmed the bug has been fixed. This is this core CMS or CMS forum? Feedback. Oh, it might be its own. Might be its own add-on. Yeah, keep core feedback features. That's what I thought. feedback features, trivial bug, 6272 is the tracker number. We're going to leave the issue open for now. PD Stig, input my password, and proceed. And then we're going to push that fix, but we also have to test this, and the only way to test it is on the home site, since I can't get tests to get a CAPTCHA on my development environment, but I can on the home site at least. So what we're gonna do check out the home site branch. I'm going to merge V11 into it. And push. I'm going to make sure we go back to the V11 branch so I don't accidentally directly commit stuff to the home site. Okay, now what we need to do is I need to push these changes onto the server. Give me a moment while I do that. I have to do this off screen. I don't want you seeing server IP addresses or anything like that. Okay, so that's merged in. I'm not sure if this is going to actually fix the issue, but we'll give it a try. First off, we'll go to the 11.beta8. We're gonna delete this. That was a test post. Go back to the news article. SUS test. Reply to one of my topics. We're gonna get the CAPTCHA wrong. Open up inspect element just to keep tabs of what's going on here. That was weird. That was not supposed to happen. It's supposed to throw an error. Yeah, let's try this again. Why did it do that? Okay, that is very strange. It's just going back to the topic now. Weird. Okay, let's try. Let's see if the general functionality is working. It is. Okay. But it should be throwing an error about CAPTCHA. And see, the CAPTCHA is being passed in. Not sure why it's triggering empty.php, but that's a whole different issue. It's redirecting back to... No, it's not. It's not redirecting, it's just loading the page. It's not posting. Let's try another article. Yeah, that's okay. Something weird is happening. It's not giving the error message, and I have no idea why. It's not giving the error message anymore. And I didn't change anything with regards to the error message, which makes this even more confusing. captcha is true. Error message. SMS error log. Log a hack attack. Captcha Ajax chat. Okay, what does this do? So this is the JavaScript implementation of checking the captcha. Okay, so what I think is happening, what I'm seeing here, is that the error message is actually spawning through an AJAX request. So sometimes, like the CAPTCHA error is being spawned through the AJAX request, and therefore, what I don't get is that there's no response data. Anyway, it's coming through the AJAX request, and I think we're not properly checking CAPTCHA, because there's a separate way to check CAPTCHA through AJAX before running post comment, but that's not what is happening. Alright, so what's happening here is when you submit, it runs the AJAX request for submitting the post comment. This is the error handler. It regenerates the CSRF token and submits the comment form. And somehow the comment form does not yeah, this is not very good, because what if the error has to do with the hack attack? This is just going to trigger another hack attack. So by design, this is flawed. could still do the inform. Informed, and we have yeah, we do have fatal. Also called hair. I guess we use fatal as the we use fatal as the standard. That's what I'm trying to say. Instead of checking for 500 internal server error, this really should be checking if status is less than 400. We should be doing a catch-all for 400 and 500 based errors. Alright, let's see what else. See, what's going to happen here is that there is a setting for showing JavaScript errors, and that's not do AJAX request is not always going to show an error if there was one. Alerted. Error occurred. Where's the control for this? Open model window. It is opening a model window. We don't have a... Huh. Do we not have a if condition for this? Oh, it would be... Oh, never mind. I think I know what's going on here. We don't need this. The error message will show regardless because it's not quote-unquote a JavaScript error, like an uncaught exception. So I think it will show to all users. I'm not 100% sure about that though. But we need to check CAPTCHA on here. So we need to figure out how the AJAX handler, excuse me. Let's see. Capture ROM, where is that being called? Let's pin this. in join reviews rules screen. This is in core feedback features. Add CAPTCHA checking. Comments posting form. Okay, comments posting form. Which is called by the view here. I'm assuming that would be this. Yep, this is a comments posting form. View parameters. So comments posting form should in theory trigger this, which triggers this. But it doesn't have a use CAPTCHA parameter. That's why. Huh. Use CAPTCHA is not even... Wait. Maybe... I'm just not using the proper... okay, comments posting form, use... use CAPTCHA. Okay, so I think part of the issue is here. Comments posting form, CAPTCHA. Use CAPTCHA. Is CAPTCHA now? What is CAPTCHA? I think that is a typo. Oh, maybe, okay, so it is, so CAPTCHA is being, so it is a template. It's a template, it's being set as a template variable. We're gonna go ahead and put it back in, but we're gonna have both. Actually, well, join doesn't have CAPTCHA up here as a parameter. It just has use CAPTCHA. So I guess we'll do it like this. Alright, we'll go ahead and commit those. Hopefully that will fix the issue. Okay, so we have to do our merge again into the home site branch. And I'm gonna need to do a git pull from my server, and I have to do that off screen, so give me a moment while I do that. Alright, and then we need to clear caches. So we need to clear template cache. I think that will be good enough. Alright. Refresh. Actually, we can't do that because we have foreign data. We'll do this. Okay. Open developer tools. Let's refresh again. I want to see if the use CAPTCHA parameter has been passed in first. Yes, we do have a use CAPTCHA this time. So now it should be testing CAPTCHA through Ajax now. And it is. Nice. Now let's see, 3OIF. Oh, that's a Q. And we have preserved our parent ID because we never refreshed the page to begin with. So I think that issue is fixed. And go ahead and delete that test reply. Now resolved in an additional commit, which fixes the following. if an error occurs in Ajax commenting, we do not try to resubmit the comment form with a traditional request, because sometimes this will cause more issues, re-triggering bad errors, hack attacks, loops, etc. and will sometimes hide the error that occurred and pops up in an overlay. Comments posting form missing, use CAPTCHA parameter, which means the CAPTCHA was not being checked through Ajax for correctness before the comment gets posted. With all of these fixes, this should indirectly fix the main bug, because in no instance would the page navigate away during an error and cause the parent ID to go missing, and thus a comment becoming top level. Alright, develop a website. If you want to create your own website, just go to composr.app, composr.app, and give it a checkout. Everybody, thank you for tuning in, and if you want to support me and help me be able to afford to do more streams, be sure to go to streamelements.com/ArelYelKrell. That's ARELYELKRELE, all one word, and click the $sign on the menu for tips and leave a tip. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.